Welcome to Harry Pod, a podcast to learn English with the Harry Potter books. My name is Natalia, and I am your teacher and host. Hello, and welcome to Harry Pod, a podcast to learn English with Harry Potter. I am Natalia, and my guest today is my friend Marina.
Hello!
Hey, welcome back, Ma.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Oh, we are glad to have you back.
Yay!
Yay! And today is really special because we already established that we love Hagrid.
Yeah.
And here is the part where Hagrid shows up.
Woo!
We love Hagrid!
Our hero.
Yay, go Hagrid! And I'm confused.
Yeah, we need to start talking about his appearance and like the way he looks. We were talking previously, we were imagining what if we were Harry? How would we see
that's right.
Hagrid?
Yeah. Because, side note, people, we recorded this episode, I think maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I did something wrong with the setup and it was horrible. So I couldn't use it. And we are recording for the second time. So, yeah, I'm glad that you remember, Mai, because I had completely forgotten that we talked about that.
But this is a very nice idea, right? How would you feel if you were Harry?
Seeing Hagrid for the first time, I think I would be really scared. Because imagine if I'm Harry, right? I spent my entire life in a cupboard, being treated like I'm nothing, like I'm meaningless. And then this giant man looking like he is so barbaric because he looks barbaric
Yeah.
comes up to me and is like, "You're a wizard, Harry." And I'm like, what are you gonna do to me? Are you gonna murder me? Are you gonna eat me? The hell is
Yeah,
wrong
I
with
would
you?
totally think I would be lost. Something like I'm gonna die or you know.
Something catastrophic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I can't imagine. It's not because he has a long hair and a beard. It's not that. It's just that he looks very unkempt. He's very rough. Organic, like we said.
Yeah, and rough.
Yeah. Would you think that he was gonna kill you?
Yeah, probably. I think I would think something like, what did I do now?
Yeah,
Because
okay.
Harry is used to be the one that spoils things, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
So probably I would think, oh, mine, what did I do? Am I going to be punished again?
Yeah. Oh, the poor thing. Yeah, it's just so weird. I think I would be really scared if I saw Hagrid come up to me out of the blue like that.
Totally.
But okay, so he comes to Harry, totally unexpected, and he gives Harry something that I would never imagine. If I were Harry looking at him, I would expect anything except to receive a birthday cake.
Yeah.
And the cake says, "Happy birthday, Harry."
This is so touching. And important thing, it's a fact. In the book, it's written as like happy birthday normally.
Yeah.
No wrong things, no mistakes, no typos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
But
But in the movie, they spelled it as Happy Birthday, Harry. Like Hagrid doesn't know how to write.
yeah.
Yeah, but I have the book right in front of me. Actually, I have my Kindle, right? Because I'm that fancy. I'm a
So
fancy
fancy.
bitch. Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
very nice one.
Yeah, I'm a fancy bitch. And it says Happy Birthday, Harry, correctly. So yes, we decide here that Hagrid is not illiterate. He actually can write correctly.
Mm-hmm. But maybe this is something that we can think, oh, the director in the movie probably thought something like, he's rough, he's from the country, and maybe he would say something like that. As he said, happy birthday, it would sound happy birthday.
Yeah, but what else?
Yeah, I think that this is the purpose. Trying to look more and sound more countryside than than it is indeed, because maybe in the book you notice that, like, quite in the first place, like when Hagrid shows off. But actually, as I don't know you, I think that you said something about that too. But when I was watching the movie, I didn't think of it. I didn't
Yeah.
get, at first.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that when we recorded the first time. The lost recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that accent. So even when I watched it in English, I didn't really realize.
Yeah, me neither.
And I actually, I have a really shameful confession to make that before I moved here to the UK, I thought that British English was all one BBC English. I didn't know that there were so many different accents to the British English. So like London accent is one thing, and then Southern England accent is different. Middle, what they call middle. Sorry, no, that's not the name. It's the Midlands. That's what they call it. Midlands accent is different. Northern England has a completely different accent. And then if you go up to Scotland, it sounds like another language. And in Ireland, even more. But I didn't know. I thought that British English was all what we've seen BBC. So I only
Yeah.
really realized that Hagrid had a different accent after I moved here and I started learning about these accents.
And this is funny because we never imagined that it's just like our country, isn't it? Because in Brazil we can see that
Yeah.
people from the south speak very differently from people that live in the north. But we never think like, oh, it's going to be the same in all the countries.
Yeah. It's difficult to spot these differences in accent in a
Yeah.
foreign language that is not your language.
Totally. I think that American people and also English people, when they come here, they feel the same. They are kind of lost
Yeah.
when they're learning Portuguese, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say I still have a little bit of difficulty differentiating some accents. I still kind of think they sound very similar. I can now distinguishly, is that a word? I'm not sure. I can now,
Distinguished. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it is.
I
It is a
can,
word.
yeah, I think I can definitely distinguish British from Scottish from Irish. I cannot distinguish the Welsh accent. I still think Welsh sounds too much like English.
It's like, nah. I can
Yeah.
see the difference.
Yeah, Welsh English, meaning accents, not the Welsh language. The English
Uh-huh.
accent they have in Wales. I still think it sounds too much like England English to me. But people here say there is a clear difference. I'm just not able to see it because I guess I'm not that knowledgeable about accents.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But this is nice to talk, you know, this is a nice thing to say. You never study enough. There isn't a time when you will stop studying.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
like you will live and you will learn, and thank God.
You
Because if
live,
you don't,
you learn.
that's it.
Why do we always end up singing an Alanis song?
Because Alani songs are great. She's a poet.
She is, yeah. I love her. We're
That's
90s kids. We have to love her.
Yeah. I think that this is the first impression we have, but nothing compares to what is said, like, about him, you know?
Yeah.
We were comparing his his first part in the show to the way Dumbledore appears.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
totally
completely
different.
Yeah. It has no comparison, really. I think we're just drawing a comparison for the sake of the podcast, but there is no comparison because it's like two different languages almost.
Yeah, they are strong, both of them. But we said that Dumbledore is more elegant, and you know, there is this way of showing him that sounds like prestige and knowledge, and Hagrid doesn't have it.
Yeah. Because he has elegance, right? Right. He has elegance and grace. And
Yeah.
Hagrid is the exact opposite of elegance and grace.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. That's funny. I like what I just said.
Me too.
Well
They
done,
are
me.
both remarkable men in
Yeah.
different ways.
Oh, yeah. I like that you say they are remarkable because they really are. And especially if you think of Harry, just seeing him for the first time, he is definitely thinking that is a remarkable man right there.
Yeah.
Maybe shall we explain what remarkable means in case someone doesn't know?
Yeah, of course. I think that we can say, for example, something remarkable is something that you cannot ignore.
Good. Okay. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, something you cannot ignore, definitely. I really like that.
Impossible not to see it.
Yes, impossible not to see it. And I love that about Hagrid because he is literally in size, like in figure, and also in personality. Impossible not to see because he is the exact opposite of what he is outside. So anyway, I just wanted to before I think I haven't even said it, but today's episode is going to be about description of places. We are going to talk about the words and expressions used to describe locations. But before we move on and start going to Diagon Alley and etc., I just wanted to mention how Uncle Vernon tries to stop Hagrid from telling Harry that he's a wizard. And all it takes for Uncle Vernon to be shut down by Hagrid is a... Wait, I'm gonna read it from the book. Wait.
Yeah, it's special. You must read it.
Yeah, wait. What Hagrid tells Uncle Vernon is, "Ah, shut up, Dursley. you great prune. And I think that is amazing.
Yeah, sounds perfectly.
I know, it's just like, it's not even angry. It's just like, eh.
Oh, you were dumb.
Yeah. I love the way Hagrid treats the Dursleys. And finally, yes, Hagrid goes to Harry and he finally says, "You're a wizard, Harry." And Harry realizes that something wrong is very not right. because
Yeah.
because he's like, it can't be. I'm Harry. I'm the boy who sleeps in the cupboard under the stairs, and I'm just
When
Harry.
am I going to wake up?
Yeah, he thinks it's a dream. I would think it's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Would you not?
Yeah. If you spend your miserable life living this way with people that hate you, saying that you are nothing all the time, I would certainly think it was a dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would be really scared to maybe believe this because it sounds too good to be true. And I think I would be scared to believe it and then realize it wasn't true. And then I would be,
And it explains a lot. It explains why his hair is always growing without him wanting it, just by thinking it.
yeah.
It explains why the glasses are always like kind of fixed, like naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I would just be
And it
too.
explains a lot about the snake too.
Yeah, the snake. Yeah, it explains the snake. Good. I forgot about that. How could I forget about that? But that's true. It's true. So Hagrid has come to rescue Harry from the Dursleys, and the last thing that Hagrid does before he leaves with Harry is to give Dudley a little pigtail.
For him. I think this is a sad part, but I understand Hagrid and I understand why he did it, you know.
Yeah.
But still, it's not only his fault.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel a little bit bad for Dudley. I think that Uncle Vernon deserves the pigtail a lot more than Dudley.
Yeah, and Petunia too.
Yeah, both of them. Because the poor boy, really, he's, at least at this point, he's, what, 11 years old. I think at this point, he's still a product of their parents' um, behavior, really. Because when you get older, you definitely start to have your own personality and you start to get your own beliefs. But at this point, he is still just reflecting his parents.
Yeah, it's the only way living, you know. He doesn't know much about life. He's just a boy.
Yeah, he doesn't know any better. But yeah, and then after getting a little pigtail, they kind of shoo off, they go away, and they go to sleep. And the next day, Hagrid tells Harry that they're gonna go, and they're going to go to a place called Diagon Alley.
Woohoo!
Yay! Diagon Alley in English is the name of
Beco diagonal.
Beco Diagonal. Yes. So I think it's quite literally diagonal. Like, it's a very literal translation here. Not many places are, but this is.
Yeah. I think that I would love this place, especially because when I was a kid, I absolutely loved to go to the stationery.
Yes. Same. I
I
still
still
love
love
it.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. I still love the stationery. I still have to look. I'm gonna show you this. I bought this little planner.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cute. And then I
It
also
is. It is.
have the bees notebook.
Oh,
I know. I'm just, and I
I
have the
have a
Harry Potter
unicorn.
notebook. Huh?
I have a unicorn planner. I love
Oh,
it.
love it. Love unicorn. I have a unicorn notepad somewhere there, but I
Awesome.
have the Harry Potter notebook.
Oh,
Look.
oh, so cute.
So yeah, stationary addicts here. Um, on the way to Diagon Alley, Hagrid explains to Harry what he is going to learn at Hogwarts, how to do magic, spells, etc. He
What
shows,
are the materials he will need?
yes, and we're gonna get there in a little
Woohoo!
bit. We're gonna read the material list. Hagrid shows Harry that the owls deliver mail, post.
This is nice.
Yeah. And I think that when we recorded the first time, we went on a very long sidetrack about how owls actually know where to deliver the letter.
I think that they follow the food. I said that before, and I still
Yeah.
think about it. But I'm not sure. I think we had enough time to make a research, but we didn't.
Yeah, well, of course we didn't because we are very amateur. Both of us, we're amateurs. Yeah, so please, if anybody knows how the birds, owls, pigeons, whatever, how they know where to deliver letters, just let us know because we would love to get this knowledge without having to work for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Here we get our first mention of the wizard newspaper, which is called the Daily Prophet, and in Portuguese,
O Profeta Diário.
Profeta Diário. Yeah. And Hagrid explains to Harry that that is the wizard newspaper. He tells Harry that they're going to stop at the bank, which is named Gringots, and it's the same name in Portuguese.
It's the same, Gringots.
Yeah. So at this point, Harry is reading his school material list.
Yeah.
So what we are going to do is we are going to read the list. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Uniform. 3 sets of plain black robes. 1 plain pointed hat. 1 pair of protective gloves, dragon hide. 1 winter cloak. And then he has a list of books he needs to buy. And the books are the Standard Book of Spells, A History of Magic, Magical Theory, A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration, and 1,000 Magical Herbs and Fungi. Actually, that was not the last one. There are 3 others that I missed. And the last 3 are magical drafts and potions, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander.
It's a movie, by the way.
Young Boldor. The Dark Forces, A Guide to Self-Protection. And that is actually the last book.
Okay. Here we go.
I want to make an addendum here that I just remembered. The name of the herbology book is 1,000 Magical Herbs and Fungi. And I was just listening to a podcast this week where they were discussing how to pronounce the word herbs. Because in American English, it's herbs.
Herbs.
Yeah. And in British English, it's herbs. And it was a Harry Potter podcast that I was listening to, actually. And they were discussing why is it called herbology if it's actually pronounced herbs? Shouldn't it be herbology? And these were American people discussing. And then in my mind, I was thinking, here's something that we could mention in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds herbology for me. Like
Yeah.
I can't think of herbology.
No, herbology, definitely herbology.
Herbology. And
And I
herbs too.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if it's because I've been living here for a while now. I can't get behind herbs. I
Yeah, herbs is not acceptable for me.
Yeah, no, it's not. Absolutely not. It's herbs.
But yeah, if you want to say herbs, okay. I just wouldn't.
Yeah. So yeah, it's your choice.
Yeah,
You
your
can
choice.
choose to be correct or you can choose to be whatever you want. Okay, just kidding.
Free.
You do you.
Be free. Yeah, there is something. It's nice that if you didn't learn English like from UK or living in UK or living in America, you probably will mix up the accents.
Yeah.
And it's a normal thing.
Yeah. That is very, very true. When I arrived here, I had a very good mix. And I slowly took up more and more British because sometimes it causes confusion here. Much like you would kind of confuse some things in Portuguese, in Portugal, Portuguese,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some things that don't really have the same meaning. So you would start speaking Portugal, Portuguese if you're in Portugal just to make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of the same thing I started doing here, and then you actually just you end up adopting it.
Yeah, I think that it's a normal step,
Yeah,
especially because in Brazil we don't speak English. So we mix things up. Just like people that learn Portuguese out of Brazil or out of Portugal.
yeah, yeah, that is true. But let's keep going. Otherwise, we're gonna have 2 hours of podcast again. We finally get to the equipment list, and Matt is
Nice.
going to help us with the translation here.
If I can.
Yes. So, Harry will need one wand,
Uma varinha.
one cauldron,
Caldeirão.
one set of glass or crystal files.
É um conjuntinho de vidrinhos?
Vidrinhos. Ótimo. I like
I
vidrinhos.
like. Potinhos, né?
Potinhos. Yes. One telescope.
Telescópio.
One set of brass scales.
This is difficult.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Balança.
Yeah, balance. But remember
Okay, brass.
last time we were in doubt about what brass is, and then I was watching something and they said brass, and I was like, that's it. And now I know, I have it. I remember. Cobre!
Então, porque eu me lembro de brass. I remember when I was studying it, and it was for instruments. Like brass is
Yes.
the tube,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes. Yes, it's called the brass instruments. So yes, guys, it took us a little bit of, fumbling around to find that one, but we did.
Mm-hmm.
And students may also bring an owl
Uma coruja
or a cat
ou gato.
or a toad.
Que bom. É sapo.
Um sapo.
Sapo.
Yes.
Eu ia falar uma perereca.
Perereca. I'm not going to make the comment that came to my head.
Neville has a frog, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is definitely not a perereca.
No, it's not a perereca.
I think that frog is actually perereca and toad is sapo. Now, what is the difference between these animals? Because I do not know.
Yeah, neither do I.
So
I saw it in nature, but Don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't like either of them.
Yeah, they're icky.
Yeah, they're very icky. But yes, what would
But
you
cute.
choose?
But cute.
Hmm?
I think I would choose a cat.
You would choose a cat. I think I would probably choose a cat too.
I love cats.
Yeah, I love cats too. I would choose Pirate the dog if I had the opportunity. But since dogs are not an option, I would choose a cat.
Yeah, this is so unfair, isn't it? Because there are many famous dogs in this book, and I don't know why the students can't have dogs.
Yeah, and dogs are so much nicer. No, they're not. I don't want to say that I'm either a cat or a dog person. I love both equally.
Yeah, I think I am a cat person because now I'm old and I'm not patient enough to start with a doggy, a puppet. Yeah, a puppy for me would be such a challenge.
Yeah.
Now, but cats, kittens are not the same.
Yeah. They're much more independent.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah. Pirate is quite independent because he doesn't really like company. He's got a cat spirit.
Yeah, cat spirit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a cat spirit.
It's good, it's better to deal with because when we are adults with like full of responsibilities and trying to raise a puppy is a hard job.
Yeah, no, that's true. Pirate was already 5 years old when he got to us, so he wasn't as difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But continuing on, Harry asks Hagrid, "Can we buy all of this in London?" No, Harry. Harry, my dear boy. No, you cannot buy this in London. You are gonna go to the Diagon Alley.
Not normal London.
Not normal London, no. To go. And I think that this is where we started talking about the description of the places, and and actually it's funny that it mentions that they are going on the train, Muggle train, to get to London, and Hagrid, everyone is looking at Hagrid because he's huge.
Yeah, he's a giant.
He's a giant.
It's not a comfortable place for him. The underground is like so narrow and
yeah, exactly.
Short.
Say Matt, you are on the train or the underground or any public transport place, and you see Hagrid, but you don't know that he's Hagrid. You just see a man like that, like giant, looking very barbaric. What do you do? What do you think?
I think that at first I would be afraid.
Yeah, I would be afraid. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I would be asking myself, what is this huge man doing in such a tiny place?
Hey, yo, you don't fit here.
Yeah, why don't you walk, man? I think this is not a transportation for you.
So big, you probably can walk there in 5 steps or something.
And this is so sad. Poor him. It's just like what people do to me because I'm very short.
Oh, bless you, the poor thing.
Yeah, bless Hagrid.
Oh, poor Hagrid. Yeah, it would probably be very easy to walk behind him.
His legs. I can't say that I would achieve him,
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us would. Even me. But yes, Harry is going to London for the first time with Hagrid. And they walk around until they get to the place that Hagrid says is where they're going. And Hagrid says, "This is it. The Leaky Cauldron." Famous place.
Which in Portuguese,
Yeah, what do we call it?
o caldeirão furado.
Caldeirão furado. Yes.
But it sounds better in English.
Yeah. But if you would say it in Portuguese, literal translation, it would sound a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, caldeirão vazante, vazador, que vaza.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good in English, but it would not sound good in Portuguese. But here is where we get to the description of places. And the description of the Leaky Cauldron is, it was a tiny, grubbly looking pub. That's it.
Yeah. Specific.
Very specific. Yeah, that's it. That's what he says. But that's what he sees on the outside. But when he enters the pub, he says it was actually a big place.
Don't you think that the places in Harry Potter book are always bigger than Harry sees in the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah. They always...
It's like, oh, such a small place, and then he enters it and he sees, no, it's not a small place.
Yeah.
It was just the first impression.
I agree. That is so, yeah. But he also says, Harry says that, yes, it's bigger than he thought, but he also says it was very dark and shabby. And I'm not sure, but I think shabby might be more of a British term. And it's to do with old-fashioned and very unelegant. Yeah, what's the opposite of elegant?
Yeah. Like too simple.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's very much what it is. And he sees that there is people drinking, people smoking pipes, and everyone seemed to know Hagrid, but then at one point, someone notices Harry.
Oh no. First time Hagrid is seen. Oh, Harry is seen.
Yeah, and everyone wants to say hi, everyone wants to shake his hand because he's famous. And it's the first time that Harry experiences that, because up to that point he was very much invisible in his life. That has to have been very overwhelming, to say the least. What do you think?
Yeah, I would feel awkward, you know. Suddenly my life changes and now I'm famous. What the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not possible, you know.
No, I think it's at 11 years old, you grew up like a nobody, and then all of a sudden you're all famous.
You feel
very
shy.
Yeah.
I think I would feel shy, scared, in trouble.
In trouble, good. Yeah. Because I wouldn't know how to react, really.
Yeah. And this is exactly what he does. He's just there, astonished, like...
Yeah. The fuck is happening to me?
Yeah.
We have finally arrived at Diagon Alley.
It's that moment of Diagon Alley.
Yeah. Because somehow Hagrid tapped his pink umbrella on the bricks at the back of the pub.
Yeah.
And
this is such a magical act.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember watching that scene in the movie when it opens and you're like, ah!
I want to do it!
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Please, let me do it!
And Harry is just amazed. He was looking everywhere And what he says is that the shops down the street were bright. They shone, so they were shining. And what else? Let me see. Harry was trying to look at everything at once. There were boys about Harry's age looking at the broomstick shop, where Harry sees for the first time the Nimbus 2000.
But they don't let students
No.
do it in the first year.
First years cannot have a broom. And Hagrid then takes Harry to Gringots.
This is a nice part too.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Because the description of the trail and
yeah, it's very unusual. What he says is the building was snow white and it towered over all other shops, meaning it was very tall. It was much taller than every other shop there. There were bronze doors, and the guards wore a scarlet and gold uniform. And that's a goblin, Hagrid explains. And a goblin in Portuguese is
would be a duende.
Duendes.
But for the people that play, it would be a goblin.
Yeah, I think so. So, they go through the bronze doors, and then there is another pair of doors, silver this time. They went through the doors. And when they get inside, Harry sees about 100 more goblins. So many goblins. And they were sitting on high stools, banquinhos altos, behind a long counter.
They are the total opposite of Hagrid.
Yeah. Tiny. They were scribbling in large ledgers. They were weighing coins in brass scales, examining precious stones. And Harry says there are too many doors in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And everywhere he looks, there is more and more goblins. The goblin that is assigned to take Harry and Hagrid to their vaults is Griphook. Do you remember the name of Griphook in Portuguese?
No.
Grampo. I remember because when I read in Portuguese, I was like, Grampo. Grampo. What is his name? Grump.
Grumpo.
Yeah, it was very, very memorable to me. Griphook took them to a dark tunnel, and there is a little cart, like carrinho, and it was a narrow stone passageway lit with flaming torches. It went up and down.
The wheels on the bus go up and down.
Yes, it went up and down, and the cart was on a little rail track, like similar to a train track. And it went left and right and left and right, and up and down and up and down. And
I keep thinking of Hagrid in this tiny chart.
yeah. How did you fit there? Magic. That's magic. And they went and they twisted and they got to the first vault because they make 2 stops, right? But the first vault is Harry's. And he looks inside and there are heaps of money.
Whoa.
And Hagrid explains that the bronze knuts are the least value. Then we have the silver sickles. And the most valuable are the golden galleons. I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember all of them.
I was gonna say, yeah, I
Galeão,
don't remember the name in Portuguese. Do you?
Gallons, I think it is Galeão, isn't it?
Galeão, yeah, but what about the others? Do you remember?
No.
No, me neither.
Let me see here. I think that I can find it here.
Yeah. Hagrid and Harry finish their business at Gringots and they go back outside to the Diagon Alley. And Hagrid suggests that Harry goes to buy his uniform at Madame Malkin's shop. And the only thing that Harry says about this shop is that it looks quiet, not much going on inside. And there is where he meets his first Hogwarts fellow student. And that is Malfoy. And
Not that fellow.
Harry does not have a good impression of him.
Because nobody does.
Because who would? And Malfoy keeps talking about how he thinks that Hufflepuffs are stupid, and he talks about Quidditch, and he says that he's very good at Quidditch, and that he doesn't think that Muggles should be allowed in Hogwarts.
And Quidditch is something that Harry doesn't know about.
Exactly. And what I was gonna say was that Harry just feels stupid more and more as Malfoy speaks. And I would also like to point out that this goes back to what I said about Dudley earlier, that at this point Malfoy really is just reflecting his parents. Right? Because they're only 11 years old. Yes, he's a bit of a snob, but up to this point, this is all he knows. This is
I think
yeah.
I think that there is some sort of redemption for him.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, just like for Dudley, not the same level,
Yeah.
but yeah, in terms. And I totally agree with you. They are just their parents alike.
Yeah. Well, that's my opinion. I think of Malfoy, of Dudley. At this point, they're just really reflecting their upbringing, what their parents made of them. And later in life, when you start to get your own opinions and your own views of the world, then yes, we can say that, oh, you are a bad person or a good person. You've chosen to be this or that. But at this point, I would say no, they're just reflecting their parents.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when we are reading it as kids, we just feel angry, and of course, we will choose Harry's side.
Of course, yeah.
But as we are reading now, we are like 30s. You know, we can't read the same way.
No, absolutely not. Reading the Harry Potter series as a kid and as an adult is drastically different.
Yeah.
Actually, I think depending on what phase in your life you are at, you're gonna have a different view of the books. Because I've read the books many times, not just two. I've read them over 10 times. And I've had different views of them according to what stage in my life I was at the moment.
Yeah.
At this point, Hagrid is explaining to Harry what is a Hufflepuff and a Slytherin, because Harry did not know what they are. I don't want to go into details here because I really want to talk in depth about it when we get to the sorting hat piece. But Hagrid also explains to Harry what is Quidditch. And I think we forgot to say, what is Quidditch in Portuguese?
Quadribol.
Quadribol.
Nothing to do with it. Quidditch.
No, and I actually think that quadribol makes more sense because it has 4 balls.
Yeah, but Quidditch and quadriball, they're not like you
No.
can't say that quadriball. Oh, quadriball! I can feel it is Quidditch in English. You can't say that.
Yeah, no. It
Some
doesn't make
words you
sense.
can try to figure out this way. Like I have a feeling this is something like that in Portuguese, but
Yeah,
quadriball is totally
definitely
not
not.
that.
It's like Privet Drive, nothing to do with alphenatus.
Yeah.
They next go into Flourish and Blots, which is the bookshop. And Harry says that it was very full of books. The ceiling was very high. Um, the books were very large. And there were books of all sorts, big, small, looking crazy, looking more normal. And after that, they went and got Harry's cauldron at the cauldron shop. They got a set of scales, the potion ingredients, and then the potion ingredients when they went to the apothecário. Harry describes the apothecary as it has a horrible smell of bad eggs and rotted cabbage.
Ew.
Ovos podres e. Como
It's
chama
like
cabbage?
farting.
Yeah, it smells like farts. And there are barrels of slimy stuff on the floor, jars of herbs, dried roots, bright powders, pieces of animals. And just outside the apothecary, after they finish, they go to get Harry an owl. So Harry finally gets
So cute.
Hedwig. I love Hedwig. She's one of my favorites. And it's Harry's first birthday present ever.
This is so memorable.
I know. What a present, huh? I love it.
Mm, cute,
And
cute.
just to finish off, they need to go to one more shop. What shop is it? Where do they go?
Ah, in Portuguese it is Olivaras, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Olivent. Oh, sorry. I was going to say Mr. Olivende.
Olivanders.
Olivende.
Yeah, Olivaras. Oh man, it's such a bad name.
Olivares. Yeah, but we're in Harry Potter, so we can actually say Ollivanders. I'm gonna read the description of Mr. Ollivander's shop because it's really interesting. It was a tiny place, empty except for a single spindly chair which Hagrid sat on to wait. Harry felt strange, as though he had entered a very strict library. There were thousands of narrow boxes piled up neatly, right up to the ceiling.
It's like a shoe store.
Like a shoe store, yeah. There was dust, and there was silence, and there was magic in the air. That the last part was me paraphrasing, okay? This is not what the book says.
There is the song Love is in the air. In this case, it's magic's in the air.
Magic and dust is in the air.
Everywhere you look around.
And that's where Harry gets his wand. So we're not really going to go into detail of what and how Harry gets to choose the wand. But we know that he's gonna get the sister wand to Voldemort's wand with the phoenix feather.
And Mr. Ollivanders has a very important participation in this movie and book and whole story.
That's true. We don't really think about it when we first meet Mr. Ollivanders, but yeah, he is actually going to have a very, very important. So here we get to the end of our excursion through the Diagon Alley, and we go back to London. And I remember we definitely spoke about this last time, and I am going to repeat. Last time, I mean the time we recorded that we did not use,
Yeah.
we were unable to use. There's a couple of things. One of them that I this one actually I can't remember if we said or not, but Harry says that they went on the underground, and the
Yeah.
underground is the metro. The metro system in England is called the underground. Not the subway. In American English, you say subway. Here we say underground. And fun fact, the underground in London has a nice nickname. It's called the Tube because the tunnels look like a tube.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a little tidbit.
It's nice. I like it. I like this nickname.
Yeah, I like it too.
Meaningful.
And the way they say it also, because of the British accent, they don't say tube, they say tube. And I think
The tube.
it sounds so nice. Tube. I love
It
it.
sounds French.
Yeah, it sounds so fancy. And
Yeah,
here's
it
what we
sounds French.
definitely discussed this the last time. Harry and Hagrid go to Paddington train station.
Oh
Where
yeah, I
Hagrid is,
remember.
yeah, Hagrid is gonna leave Harry there so Harry can go back to the Dursleys. Paddington is a real train and underground station here in London. And it is said in the books that the Dursleys live in Surrey, which is where I live, the county of Surrey.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the trains to Surrey do not leave from Paddington. They don't. They leave from Waterloo Station.
So, woman, what were you thinking?
What is wrong with you? Yep, exactly. Because the trains from Paddington go west and north and northwest. And Surrey is in the south.
You know what I want to ask? It's something like that. There it goes. JK, what were you thinking, woman?
Well, that is actually a question that I constantly want to ask her whenever she tweets an atrocity. And she
Yeah.
has recently
What were you
tweeted
thinking?
new atrocities. So I constantly want to say, what the hell are you thinking, woman?
And it's like, how come a person like you can be such an artist like you? You know, it's like, but yeah, I think that we should have a Harry Pod just talking about JK.
We can definitely do that. We're going to do that. Yeah. We're going to
We
have a
should,
discussion about
because it's a mystery.
Yeah. It's
She's
going to
a
be called The
great,
Mystery of JK.
she's a great and genius mind, and such a bad type of commentary, you know, like all the time, and it keeps going.
You know what? I'm going to draw a very weird comparison here, but she reminds me a little bit of Lobão and Roger.
So true.
Because they were very revolutionary back in their time and very clever as well, especially as artists. Great music. And now they're just,
But now,
they're old pigs.
yeah,
So, yeah. We'll have an episode on that. And you're invited. There is going to be a 4-hour episode for you. Another thing that I mentioned when we recorded the other time was that Hagrid gets Harry a hamburger at Paddington Station. And I mentioned that actually there is a Burger King at Paddington Station. So,
I remember asking that.
yes, chances are that actually Hagrid got Harry a Burger King. So that's funny.
I think I'm hungry.
Yeah. I just had a hamburger before we started. Vegan hamburger. And that was very, very delicious.
Was it eggplant? I like it.
No, this one I bought. It was from soy, I think. Yeah, made of soy. The one that actually looks like meat.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's good too.
Yeah. It's not my favorite, but it's the only one that was available when I went to get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I prefer the ones that are made with quinoa or from mushrooms or from berinjela, from aubergine.
You know that mushrooms are really good for women health.
Oh, really? I love mushrooms.
They are.
I love mushrooms.
Me too.
And they don't even make me high. So funny. I'm hilarious.
I think I don't need it.
No. Oh, we don't need it. We are constantly on a yellow submarine without the need for mushrooms.
I was gonna clean my room, but then I got high. Ooh.
Then it is got high.
And then I got high. Nah, nah, nah. And I know why.
Because I got high.
Because I got high.
Because I got high. Da, 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 da. Guys, and actually, this is the end of the chapter and of the episode. Because here is where Hagrid leaves Harry and tells Harry that they're gonna meet at King's Cross Station the next time. Thank you so much for coming to the episode for the second time on the podcast, but actually for the third time recording. So thank you for your resilience.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. And thank you everyone who is listening or watching. If you like our podcast, give us a little thumbs up on YouTube or give us 5 stars on Spotify or any platform that you use. Leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts because that will help the podcast be pushed on to other people who may want to learn English with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I'll see you next time.
Bye.